So we have to write in a paragraph.
Yeah, so you have to write like a paragraph. So first thing, they said,
Okay.
explain. So you need to understand the meaning of explain. What is the explain? Yeah. And explain means you have to tell in detail. So when your client said they don't want to pay the tax or they don't want to disclose this information to the HMRC, your first job will be tell the client, you should tell HMRC. So you should disclose this information to HMRC. So first thing, advise the client to disclose information to HMRC. Number one. Number two is if the client refuse, if the client said, no, I'm not going to tell this one to HMRC. So in this case, you inform in writing to that person. So in writing, tell the client and HMRC that you are not acting as an agent anymore. So tell the client, sorry, I'll not be able to provide any service to you. And you also let the HMRC know, sorry, I'm not acting as an agent for this client anymore. But remember, never ever give the reason. Never tell HMRC why you are resigning.
Yeah.
So do
you have to tell HMRC?
You have to, otherwise you'll be the part of responsible. So do not give any reason why you are resigning. And finally, you have to report to MLRO. So you have to report to your money laundering reporting officer. So the organization you work with, you have to inform that person, like, I believe this person may be involved with the money laundering. So they will take some further action if they need to. So fourth thing, you advise the client. I cannot, you have to disclose this information to HMRC. Number two, if the client refused, then in writing, tell the client, I'll not be able to provide any service anymore. Also inform the HMRC. Number three, do not give any reason. Number four, report to MLRO. Got it? Okay. Let's move to the next one. The next one we have here, tax 2. Let's have a look, this question. So in this question, can you read this question?
Yeah. Shane is provided with a company car for business and private use throughout 2021. The car had a list price of 16,700 when bought new in December 2018, although the company paid £15,000 for the car after a dealer discount. It has a petrol engine with CO2 emission of 93 gram per kilometer. The company pays for all running costs, including all fuel. Shane does not make any contribution for his private use of the car. Complete the following sentence. The cost of the car in the taxable benefit computation is...
Okay, the first question here is the cost of the car in the taxable benefit computation. So how much I will consider as a cost for the car? Because the company said the list price is 16,700, but the company actually paid 15,000 for the car after the discount. Remember, even though there is a discount, we are not going to consider that. Remember that. Even though there is a discount, we are not going to consider that. We'll consider the list price. When you calculate any sort of benefit or any sort of computation for the tax purpose, you always look at the list price. So we'll take the list price, not the amount after the discount. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So for the benefit computation, we'll take 16,700. We're not going to take 15,000, the discounted one. The next one is says the percentage used in taxable benefit computation. What is the percentage we're going to use? Do you know how to calculate the percentage?
It depends on the CO2 emission, isn't
Yeah, so
it? I
here the
think more than
CO2 is 93 gram.
93, more
And
than
also we
50.
need to see, is
Yeah,
it a petrol car or it is a diesel car, isn't it?
yeah.
We can say it is a petrol engine. Also, we need to look at is RDE2, is this one is fulfill the requirement or not. So if it is RDE2, that means it will be 2% less. If it is RDE2 not satisfied, condition is not satisfied, then it will be 2% extra. Now, what is RDE2? RDE2 means how old the engine is. If the engine is quite old, then we have to add 2% extra. If the engine is after April, so 2020, remember that if the car is purchased after April 2020, yeah, then it will be only 2% uh, for the diesel car if it is extra. But if it is a petrol car, we do not consider anything extra. But if any car is before April 2020 and 20, that means before 2020 April, so 2% I have to add extra. Add 2% extra with the percentage. Now let's have a look. We have a 93 gram. So we know already up to 55. After 55, we have a fixed is 14%, isn't it?
Yeah.
Up to 55, the fixed is 14%. Now what I'll do some workings. 90, there is 93, so I'll take 93. 93 minus 55. And we always divide by 5, because for every 5 CO2 emission, it will be increased by 1%. So if the CO2 emission increased by 5%, my benefit percentage will be increased by 1%. That's why I divide by 5. So if I do that, so 93 minus 55 divide by 5, how much it is? Let's find it out. 95 minus 55, oh, sorry, 93 minus 55, that is 38, isn't it? Divide by 5, that will give you 7.6. 7.6, and I will add with this 14%. So plus 14, and that will give me 21.6%. Yeah. Now, as the car has been purchased when? They said Shen
2018.
provided the company car on December 18. That means it's before 2022 April, isn't it? Before 20 April. That means I have to add 2% extra. So I'll add 2%. So it will be 23.6%. But remember, the car benefit or the fuel benefit, whatever it is, you always round down. We never round up. So 23.6 means it is 20%, 23%. 23.6 means it is 23%, not 24%. Remember that. We always round down, so 23%. So we said the percentage used in the taxable benefit, it will be 23%. You understand it?
Yeah.
Okay. The next one we'll have here. The next one we have here, the taxable benefit in respect of the provision of the fuel for the private use in. Now, fuel have a fixed scale charge that is 24,500. This is fixed, 24,500. So every time when you calculate the fuel benefit, it will be on 24,500. And how much percentage we calculated on the car benefit? 23%, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do 24,500 times 23%, and that will give us 5635. We're going to write 5635. You understand this one? Okay. The next one is says the percentage used in the taxable benefit computation if the car is a diesel and do not meet the RD condition, so RED 2. So do not meet the condition for the RED2. They're saying what happened if the car is diesel. So we know if the car is diesel, we always add 4% extra, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if there is a diesel, we always add 4% extra. So you already have 23%, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And we added the 4% extra for
4.
the diesel, and that will give us 27%.
So,
Got it?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this 27% will calculate if it is a diesel car and does not meet the condition of RDE2. This one is not meant
Mm-hmm.
not like fulfilling anyway because you buy the car before April 2020.
Mm.
Are you happy with this question?
But the question is in the answer should be in pounds, no?
No, it says the percentage. Which one you
Used
are
in the
doing?
taxonomy. The 27%.
Yeah,
The
so they
percentage
said the
used in the
person, yeah, this
taxonomy.
person, they make a mistake here. It should be person. They said
Okay,
the
okay.
percentage used in the calculate benefit. So they're asking for the percentage.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right, let's move to the next one. Can you read the next one?
Complete the following. Complete the following table by inserting the scale charge for 2021 for each of the cars shown below. Car 1 diesel meets the condition of RD2 and registered after April 2020. CO2 emission is 131.
So what do you think?
Scale charge. Mm-hmm.
So it says a diesel car, isn't it?
Is it 4%?
So let's do the working. So it says diesel car and meet the condition for the RDE2, isn't it? And the
Yeah.
register for April after April 2020. So that means you are happy. All you have to do, you have to do the workings. So we have a 131. So 131 minus 55, isn't it? And
Mm-hmm.
divide by 5. We always do that way. So we'll do
Is it always
131.
divided by 5?
Always divide by 5 because up for every 5 it will be increased by 1%. 131 minus 55 divided by 5, and that gives you 15.2%. And for the 55 we have a 14%, isn't it? So
Mm-hmm.
plus 14, and that will give you how much? 29%. That's 29%. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What will be the next one? Car 2 is a petrol
Petrol.
car registered before 2020. That means the RDE2 condition is not satisfied, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So what will be the answer here? So you need to be very careful. You have to practice a lot this sort of question. So let's do that. 152. So 152 minus 55, yeah?
Mm.
Divide by 5. So how much it is? 152 minus 55 divided by 5. That gives you 19.4%. And we added another 14%. Always added 14% for the 55, yeah? And that gives you
Okay.
33.4%. As it is not fulfilling the RDE2 because we buy before April 2020, we need to add 2% extra. And that will give you 35.4%. So we always round it down, so we take 35%. So it's at 35%. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's move to the next one. The next one we have, this is for the taxable benefit. Can you read this question?
Josie is a basic rate taxpayer and receives the following benefit as the result of her employment. In each case, enter the taxable benefit arising in 2021. If the benefit is exempt, enter 0. A mobile telephone for private and business use throughout the year. The purchase of the phone and the calls from it cost her employer a total of $350 for 2021.
So what do you think? Is this one will create taxable benefit or is it exempted?
I think it's taxable.
No, one mobile phone is exempted. So if the person used the mobile phone for the private and for the business use, and the phone cost for the employer is 350, that will be exempted. So using a phone for the private or business, whatever the reason, so one mobile phone will be exempted. So there will be no taxable benefit, it will be 0.
Even if it's for private use.
Yeah, they said like obviously like if your business, the company you work for, if they give you a mobile phone, and if you use for private and business both, then it will be exempted. But if it is only private, then it might create a taxable benefit. But when you use for both reason, it will be exempted. Next one, can you read the next one?
Payment of 50 for incidental overnight expenses while staying away in the UK for 5 nights. I think that's taxable.
That's taxable. This is also exempted. You need to read the exempt chart. What is exempted, what is not. There
I
is a
think it's
limit. How much is the
£5
limit?
per day.
So if it is £5 per night, so for the 5 night, how many nights? 5
Yeah,
nights.
25.
So it will be
Yeah.
maximum 25, isn't it? Now, when it is 50, so it's not like 50 minus 25. It will be whole 50
The whole
that you have to pay.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one.
Leisure club membership for Josie costing her employer 5,000 using a corporate discount scheme. If a member of the public had taken this membership, it would have cost 6,500. Leisure club membership, I think it's taxable.
And how much will be the amount?
Taxable.
Because the company paid 5,000 for him. But the question said if company doesn't pay, if the person do by himself, the cost will be 6,500. So how much will be the taxable benefit? 5,000 or 6,500?
I think 6,500.
No, it's not, because the employer paid for you 5,000, so it will be 5,000. Whatever company paid for you, that will create the taxable benefit, not how much is supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this sort of thing is so many rules here in the tax. You have to make sure you remember everything. Okay. Read the next one.
Use of a house near her work that enables her to start work at 7 a.m. every morning. The house has an annual value of 5,900 and cost her employer 227 4 years ago.
So how much the house benefit will create here?
Can't remember this. I read it, but I can't remember it.
Okay, so the house benefit, remember this is a little bit complicated. So house benefit, if the house cost is more than 75,000, yeah, that will create additional benefit. Now, how much is the employer paying? 5,900, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 5,900 will take anyway as a benefit, plus as the house is expensive. You see the house price is 2 to 700,000. So it's quite expensive. And that means we have to create some additional benefit that is 2.25%. So this will be 5,900 plus will take the cost of the house, that is 227 minus 75,000. 75,000 is fixed anyway, yeah? Whatever the result, you multiply by 2.25%. This is the rate. And this rate will be added with the benefit. So 5,900 plus this. And that will create the whole housing or accommodation benefit for the employee. Do you get it?
So the answer is the taxable benefit.
Yeah, how much the taxable benefit for the employee? So the employer, the company paying for his rent, how much? 5,900?
Yeah.
This is annual value. So if the house is rent out somewhere else, the company can get the rent 5,900. Now, also, the house is quite expensive. It's 227. So if there is a expensive house, then we have to find the interest rate. How much is the additional cost for that? So we have to do the cost of the house, that is 227 minus 75,000. 75,000 is the limit, is a threshold. So it's like fixed. And whatever is the difference, you multiply by 2.25%. All right.
Yeah.
And that will give you 9320. And this will be your taxable benefit for the employee. Remember, if the house is, it says 4 years ago, if the house is more than 5 years old, yeah, we don't take the cost, we take the market value that time. Remember that.
Is it 5 years or 6 years?
5 or 6, I think. Is it 5 or 6? You can double check. I think 6 years or 5 years, whatever. If it is more than 5 or 6, we take the market value, not the cost.
Market. Yeah.
All right. Can you read the next one?
For each of the following benefit, tick whether they would be wholly or partially taxable or wholly exempt if received in 2021. Interest on loan of 8,000. Only loan provided. Interest on loan. Wholly or partially taxable.
So what do you think, the first one?
Wholly or partially taxable.
No, if it is a loan is up to 10,000 is exempted. Remember that. Up to 10,000 loan is exempted.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then what about the next one?
Additional cost of home working of £7 per week. No evidence presented to employer. I think partially taxable.
So this one will be wholly or partly taxable. Because when you work from the home, up to £6 is exempted. Up to £6 exempted. More than £6 it is not exempted. You have to pay the tax on that. How about the next one? Using the pool car?
That's exempt.
Yeah, because when you share the car, for example, if the office have a car and if you share the car, then it will be exempted. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the next one?
That is taxable.
No, it's third party up to £150 is exempted per head. £150, yeah, it is exempted. So it is 120. So that will be exempted, isn't it? It's not taxable. Up to £150.
Yeah.
Up to £150
Up
it is.
to 150. Okay.
Yeah, it is exempted. So 120 is less than 150, isn't it?
Right. I thought more than 150.
No, but you see, there's a lot of rules here. You have to remember all of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna see exactly the same question in the exam.
I'm sure.
Yeah, the format will be same. If you remember the rules, you'll be able to answer that. Okay, read the next one.
In each case, show the amount of income that she should enter on her tax return. If the income is exempt, enter 0. Employment income 20,000, tax deducted 2,700. Income.
How much income he need to show on the return?
Is it 20 minus 2,700?
No, it is not. Even though you pay tax to 2,700, but still you have to show the gross income, that is 20,000. Yes, so when you do the tax return, you always show the gross income. All right.
Yeah.
What about the next
Common
one?
stock skills, interest for 40. I think that's 0.
No, it's a full £40
Is it
have to
not?
show. No, it is not ISA. It is not individual saving income. It's a government guild. So this one, any interest you have to show this one as income.
Okay. The next one is exempt.
Yeah, IS is exempt. That's correct. This is 0. The next one.
Dividend received from a UK company. Dividend received, you have to show.
Yeah, so 1280 you have to show. Very good. Okay, move to the next one. Can you read this one?
Oh, that's a long question.
Yeah.
Emily lets a furnished house for 150 a week. During 2021, the flat was let for 40 weeks. It was unoccupied for the remaining 12 weeks of the year. During 2021, Emily spent 190 on advertising for tenants, 460 on water rates, 800 on redecoration, 690 on electricity, and 368 on cleaning. Emily also installed a new central heating system at a cost of 1,200. Previously, the house did not have central heating. Emily replaced some furniture at a cost of 554 during 2021. Emily uses the accruals basis to calculate her property profits. Calculate the property income taxable on Emily for 2021 using the pro forma layout provided. Fill in all the unshaded boxes. If any item is not allowable expenses, enter 0. Both brackets and minus signs can be used to show negative numbers.
So what do you think? How much of rent are you going to show? So you can see how much is the rent per week? 150 per week, isn't it?
150.
Yeah, 150 per week. And for how many weeks we rent it out?
40.
Yeah, so how much will be total? 150 per week for the 40 weeks. How much it is? So 150 times 40. That's 6,000. So 6,000 is the rent. Okay. Now all the revenue expenditure, we have to claim as an expense. For example, advertising. For example, water rates. For example, redecoration, electricity, and cleaning. But remember, they said Emily also installed a new central heating system at a cost of 1,200. Do not take that. Why? Because previously the house never had any central heating system. That means it is a capital expenditure. Any sort of capital expenditure is not allowable expense, isn't it? So we cannot take that. Then Emily replaced furniture. If there's a replace, I can always take that. So I can take this one as well. Yeah. So advertising, we have 190. Then we have a water rates 460. Then redecoration 800. Electricity 690. Then cleaning 368. Central heating, I cannot take it, is 0, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And furniture cost 554 minus it. And from the 6,000, we take it out all of this to find the profit. So 6,000 minus all of this, that will give you 2938, and that's the property income. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So property income question will be definitely in the exam. So make sure you revise very well this question. Okay, read this one. Tell me what is the answer for that.
Oliver owns an investment property in Cornwall, which he uses personally for weekends away and occasionally rents to friends. His rental income received during 2021 was 2,500 and his allowable expense were 900. What is Oliver's taxable property profit for 2021,
So what do you
assuming he
think?
makes
How
any
much will
relevant
be
election?
taxable profit? How much for be this year?
Mm, 2,500. 1,600.
How much?
1,600.
No, it's not 1,600. Try to understand that. Basically, when you have a property income, the property have a property allowance. So property, they have a property allowance, and the property allowance is fixed 1,000. Yeah. Now there is
Mm-hmm.
a two-way. Either you can claim this 1,000, or you can claim the actual expense. Now, how much is the actual expense here? 900.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can claim 1,000 as expense. So which one you think better for you? 1,000 or 900?
1,000.
1,000. That's why you're going to ignore this one, because your allowance is more than the actual expense. That's why we said from the income, from the 2,500, we're going to minus 1,000, not 900, and it will give us 1,500
Mm-hmm.
profit. You understand it?
Mm.
So the property have allowance. Remember that if the actual expense is less than 1,000, so no point of claiming the actual expense. Later you can claim the allowance.
Mm.
So the profit will show 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Yeah. It's too many things to remember. I read all this, but I forgot everything.
Yeah. If you forget, it will not help you.
I know. I don't know how to memorize.
Only the way you can memorize, you have to practice all day, every single question few times. Okay, read the next one.
During 2021, Elaine earned 115,000 of employment income and received bank interest of 5,000 and dividend 18,000. Calculate her total income tax liability to the nearest pound for 2021. Entering your answer and working in the blank table given below. You have been given more space than you will need. Total income. So 115 plus 5,000.
So let's try that. This is the question will be definitely in the exam. So make sure you know how to calculate the employment income. So we have three things. We have a non-savings, we have a
Savings and dividend.
and the dividend. So the non-savings, we have employment income, isn't it? Employment income, that is 115. The savings income we have from the bank interest, isn't it?
5,000. Yeah.
Bank interest, 5,000.
And then dividend 18.
And the dividend income, we have 18,000
on
the dividend. Now, first we need to add any expense or anything we have. Like for example, if there any charity or something, then we have to adjust. Other than we have to find our net income. So there is no adjustment here. This is our net income, isn't it? Net income. Net income 115,000, 5,000, and 18,000. And from here, all we have to do, we have to minus the personal allowance. We have to minus the personal allowance.
Personal allowance.
Now, the personal allowance depends how much is the income. If the income is more than 125,000, remember, if the income is more than 125,000, no personal allowance, because personal allowance will be reduced after 100,000. After 100,000 income, the personal allowance is reduced £1 for every £2. For every £2, personal allowance will be reduced by £1. For example, if someone income is 110,000, then 10,000 is extra, isn't it? For this 10,000, you divide by 2, so personal allowance will be reduced by 5,000. Make sense? Personal allowance will be no one will get the personal allowance if the income is more than 125. Now, if I added these three, 115 plus 5 plus 18, it's look like it is more than 125, isn't it? And if it is more than 125, there is no personal allowance, it will be nil. You're not going to get the personal allowance here. So that's my taxable income. That's my taxable income where I have to pay the tax. That is 115,000, 5,000, and 18,000. Now I have to calculate the tax. How I do that? First, I start with the basic band, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much is the basic band rate? 37,500.
34. Yeah.
And we do 20%, isn't it? That is 7,500. After that, we find the difference. What is my higher rate band? Up to 150, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we have income total how much? We can see we have total 115 is our non-saving, isn't it? So from 115, if I take 37,500, how much is left? So 115,000 minus 37,500, that gives me 77,500. Times by what percent? 40, isn't it?
Yeah.
Basic rate, then higher rate, isn't it?
Yeah.
40%, that gives me 31,000. After my employment is done, isn't it? My non-savings is done, then we move to the savings income. On the savings income, we can see my savings income is 5,000. How much is free for the higher rate taxpayer? Savings income.
Is it 500?
500, yes. So 500 is 0%, isn't it?
Yeah.
And for the rest, we have 5. Then 4,500 will be 40%. That will give me 1,800, isn't it? And finally, the dividend. How much is the free dividend? Up to 2,000. Doesn't matter what is the taxpayer. 2,000 is free, isn't it?
Yeah.
2,000 is free. So we have a total 18,000. So rest of the 16,000, what will be the percentage? 32.5. Yeah. Dividend higher rate is 32.5. Dividend basic rate is 7.5. And that will give you 5,200. And if you added all of this, that will be your tax liability, 45,500. Tax liability. Got it?
Yeah.
You see, you have to do all of this in the exam, yeah? Okay. Then move to the next one. Can you read this one, number B?
Elaine is a higher rate taxpayer and is considering making a gift aid donation of 500 each year to a charity. However, she does not understand the tax implication of doing this. Explain to Elaine how she will get tax relief on such donations and the tax implication if she had made 500 gift aid donation during 2021.
So can you tell me what you're going to explain?
Mm, I don't know.
So remember, if someone give a PPC or personal pension contribution, yeah, it will extend the basic band rate. It will extend the basic band. So that means normally the basic band is how much? 37,500, isn't it? If someone give any money to the charity or give any gift donation, it will be increased. So then 500 will be added with the 37,500. It will be 500 added. So the new basic band rate will be 38,000. What does that mean? If my basic band extended, then I'm paying less tax on this 500, isn't it? So 40% tax on 500, I'll pay less, isn't it? Because my basic band will be extended. Make sense?
No, can you say that again?
So if my basic band is extended from 37,500 to 38,000, because 500 will be added, that means I'm going to pay 20% on this 38,000, isn't it? Make sense? You understand it? How much is the basic rate? 37,000 and
37,500.
yeah. And if you
Yeah.
give any money to the gift aid donation, yeah, it will be added
Increased.
with your, it will be increased your basic rate. So if I added 500, how much will be your new basic rate?
38.
38. So the basic rate
Yeah.
is 20%, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the higher rate is 40%.
Yeah.
So if your basic rate is extended by 500, that means in
Yeah.
this 500 you're going to pay 20%, isn't it?
Yeah.
Otherwise, in this 500 you're going to pay 40%, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're saving some money from there, like you're saving some tax.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
But always you have to gross it. Remember how much you paid here, 500 each year, isn't it? You have to make it gross. When you add with the basic rate, with the basic band, with the 37,500, you need to add the gross value. Gross. That means you paid net 500, you have to make it gross. How do you make it gross? So if the tax rate is 20%, so you said 500 divided by 0.8, and that will give you 625. And this one you added with the basic band. That means whatever it is, you make it gross. Anything you give to the donation as a charity, you gross it first, then you add it with the basic band rate. Make sense? Yeah, so you have to read all of that. All right, read the next one.
Tom has employment income of 75,000 in 2021. He is provided with a company car and private fuel throughout the year. The taxable benefit arising from these benefit totals 4,500. Complete the following sentences by typing our answer in whole pound in the boxes provided. Ignore the employment allowance. The total class 1 employee national insurance contribution payable by Tom is. I
How much
didn't
will be
read
the
this
national
chapter.
insurance? Eh?
I didn't read this chapter yet.
So you have to read. You don't have enough time, isn't it?
Mm.
So the way we calculate the national insurance, so up to when it is more than 50,000, how much is the total employment income? 75, isn't it? The way we do 50, up to 50,000, the rate is 12%, yeah? Up to 50%, the rate is 12%. But from 50 up to 9,500, we don't pay any national insurance. That means if your income is 9,500 per year, you don't pay any national insurance. Okay?
Yeah.
So 50,000 minus 9,500 times by 12%. That means up to this period, you don't pay any national insurance. After that, you pay 12%. So that's why we minus 9,500 and 12% gives us 4860. And the next one we have is income is 75. So we do 75 minus 50, isn't it? Because up to 50 calculated here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So anything top of the 50, the national insurance will be 2% extra. So 75,000
Mm-hmm.
minus 50,000, if we do 2%, it will give us 500. So total national insurance he need to pay 5360.
Mm-hmm.
5360. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
How about the next one? The next one is the employer, the company. How much national insurance need to pay by the company? So company always pay 13.8%. 13.8%. When the employee pay 12%, but the company pay 13.8%. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have 75,000. So from the 75,000, up to 8,788. So 8788 is a insurance free. So if someone income is 8,788, the company don't have to pay any national insurance for them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you make the difference and multiply by 13.8%. And that will give you 9137. 9137. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you need to read the chapter. Until you read the chapter, you'll not be able to understand that. The last one
Yeah.
is class 1A. Class 1A is for the benefit. If any person receive any benefit, for example, the car or any sort of benefit, if they receive, they have to pay the national insurance, and this is called class 1A. So on the question, they said he is receiving 4,500 benefit, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So 4,500 times 13.8%. Simple is this. 4,500 times 13.8%. And that will give you 621. That's it. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's talk this one. Can you read this one? Did you read the capital gain tax chapter?
Yes.
Okay. Can you try that? Let me see how much you understand.
For each of the following assets, tick the relevant column to indicate whether they are chargeable or exempt asset for capital gain tax. Car used solely for business purposes. Mm, is it chargeable?
Eh? What do you think? The first one. Car used solely for the business purpose. If something is solely used for the business purpose, it's exempted, isn't it? If
Mm,
something is fully used for the business, then you don't pay any tax for that, isn't it? It's exempted.
okay.
Next one.
Holiday cottage.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know.
Holiday cottage, you have to pay the capital gain tax. It's not exempted because it's not your main house, isn't it? It is a holiday
Next one
house.
is holiday house.
Yeah, holiday
Cottage.
house is not exempted. It's chargeable.
Vintage car is exempt.
Vintage exempted, yes, very good.
Shares held in an individual savings account also exempt.
Share held in individual savings is exempt. Yeah, that's correct. All right, tell me the next one.
Rodney purchased an antique chair for 1,450. On 10th of October 2020, he sold the chair at auction for 6,300, which was net of the auctioneer's 10% commission.
So you have to make it
Chargeable
increase,
gain.
isn't it? So this is the price after the auction fee. So I need to increase it. So 6,300 all times by 100 divide by 90, isn't it? You want to see how much was the price before the auction. So it was 7,000. I sold it, isn't it? The disposal is 7,000. And from the disposal, I minus the 10% fee. This one, they said auction fee. 10% is 700, isn't it? This one gave me 6,300. Because 6,300 is after the auction fee, isn't it? Net proceed. What we do from the net proceed, we minus the cost, isn't it?
Yeah.
From the net proceed, we minus the cost. How much was the cost? 1450. If we minus the cost, the difference we have this called gain, isn't it? And the gain is 4850. And as the cost is more than 6,000, less than 6,000, and the sale is more than 6,000, we have to make a restriction. We need to read the table called chattels. Remember chattels?
Yeah.
You need to, there is a table for that. You need to memorize that table. So you have to restrict it. It cannot exceed 5/3. So you have to multiply by 5, divide by 3. That will give you 1667. So the gain will be 1667. There is a table for the chattels. You have to memorize that.
Yeah.
The chattels is like more than 6, less than 6. Remember? Yeah. Very good. Okay, read the next one. The next one we have for the one of the land. Can you read that?
Andrew bought 6 acres of land for 405K. He sold 2 acres of the land at auction for 360. His disposal cost was 6,000. The market value of the 4 remaining acres at the date of sale was 540K. The cost of the land sold.
How much is the cost of the land sold? And how much is the gain they make? Remember the formula A over A plus B?
Yeah.
When you have a part disposal, how do you do that? And times by the cost, isn't it?
The cost, yeah.
So A is what? A is the value of the land, like the disposal, isn't it? Sold. That is 360, the disposal. A is the disposal. Then A plus B. A is the disposal, 360, and B is the value of the remaining land, isn't it?
Yeah.
How much is the remaining value? 540.
540.
540, and it times by the cost. How much is the cost? 405.
405.
Yeah. And that's how we will get how much is the cost. That will give you 162,000. Yeah. And how much is the chargeable gain? Is very easy. You sold it for, so disposal is 360. We sold it, and from the sold, we need to see is there any disposal cost. We can see there's auction fee, disposal cost 6,000. Yeah. So you minus this one, the disposal cost 6,000, and that give us net proceed 354,000. And from there we just minus the cost. There's the cost, that is 162 that we calculated, and the difference is the gain. The gain is 192,000. Got it?
Yeah.
Very good. Let's go to the next one. Can you read the next one?
In August 2010, Wayne acquired 4,000 shares in Main PLC at a cost of 10,000. In September 2012, there was a 1-for-1 bonus issue when the shares were worth £8 each. Wayne sold 3,000 shares in July and 15,000 and purchased 3,000 back again in October 2013 for 12,000. Wayne sold half of his shareholding in June 2020 for 21,000, clearly showing the balance of shares and their value. To carry forward, calculate the gain made on the sale of the shares.
So they're asking to calculate the gain, isn't it? So you have to do every single workings we have. So let's have a look. The first thing we start with the number of share and the cost. So number of share and the cost. The first thing we have 4,000 share, isn't it? The cost is 10,000, right?
Those, yeah.
That is August 2010. I said I have 4,000 share and the cost is 10,000. Then after that, in September, what I did, September 12, I did the bonus issue, isn't it?
Bonus.
Because of the bonus issue, no money come to the business. Remember that. Bonus issue, only share will be increased, but there will be no money coming to the business. 1 for 1. So if I have a 4,000 share, I'll give 4,000 bonus, isn't it? So 4,000, there is no money coming, is 0. So now my new share will be 8,000, isn't it? 4,000 before, 4,000 for the bonus. So 8,000 share, the cost is still 10,000. Then we have a 3,000 share we sold, isn't it? 3,000 share is sold in July 13. So I said July 2013, sold 3,000. So we have 8,000, 10,000 is the cost. From 8,000, I'm selling 3,000. So I said, how much will be the cost for that? So 10,000 pound is the cost for 8,000, isn't it? And times by 3,000, it will give you how much is the cost, isn't it? For 3,000. And that will give me 3750. Okay, so I'm selling 3,000 share and the cost is 3750. 3,000 share gone, 37.5 gone. So my remaining share, 8 minus 3, it will be 5,000 left, and 10,000 minus 3750, so 6250 left. And after, on October, with 2013, we did the acquisition. How many share I buy? 3,000, and I spent 12,000. So October 2013, I buy another 3,000 share, and the cost is 12,000. So 5 plus 3, now I have a 8,000 share again, and 6250 plus 12,000 is gives me 18,250. And finally, on June, I sold 2020. I sold 21,000 for everything, half of the share. Sold half of the share, half. So I have 8 now. So if I sell half, it will be 4,000, isn't it? So June disposal, 4,000 share. So 8,000 share cost is 18,250 for 8,000. So for the 4,000, how much it will be? And that will be 9 half, isn't it? If 8,000 price is 18,000, so if I sell 4,000, that will be 9125, half of that. So 4,000 I'm selling, and 9125 will be gone. So remaining will be 4,000 left on my stock. 9125 will be the value. Now I have to calculate the gain. How much is the gain? So I sold 21,000 and the cost is 9125. So the difference is 9125. Sorry, 11,875, and that's the gain. Got it? So you see, this question will be definitely in the exam. So you need to make sure you practice this question a lot. All right, let's look to the next one. Can you read this one?
For each of the following statements, tick if they are true or false.
Yeah.
Any capital gain tax annual exempt amount that is unused in one tax year can be carried forward to be used in the following tax year only.
Is it true or false?
Gain tax. True?
No, it's false. You have an annual exemption amount. This is 3,000, isn't it? Or 12,300, isn't it, per year?
Yeah.
If you cannot use this year, you cannot carry it forward. It will be wasted. So annual exemption amount, AEA, 12,300 each year. You have to use it this year. If you cannot
Yeah,
use
yeah,
it, it will be wasted.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That is false. You
Oh,
cannot carry it forward. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Next one.
Capital losses in a tax year must be offset against capital gains in that year, even if it means losing all or some of the annual exempt amount. Yes, yes.
So they're saying you have to use the annual exemption amount on the same year, even though you are wasted some of it, you have to use it on the same year. If you have any capital loss in the year, you must be offset against the capital gain. This is true, absolutely true.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Did you revise the PPR, private property relief?
Yes. Yes.
PPR. I want you to revise this one again. I'll leave this one, section B, for your homework. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave this one for your homework.
Mm-hmm.
And have you practiced the IHT,
Inheritance
inheritance
tax.
tax?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll leave this one, number A, for your homework. Question number 12, number A. Can you try number B?
CLT is only chargeable on death of the donor. False.
The first one is false. Yeah. CLT is a lifetime transfer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's chargeable immediately. It's not on the date. If you make a CLT,
Yeah.
chargeable lifetime transfer, you have to pay the tax immediately. Only the
Yeah.
PAT is
Yeah.
exempted, and you don't
Yeah.
pay any tax until you die. But CLT, you have to pay immediate tax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next one.
Cars are exempt from inheritance tax. Mm,
So, for example, if someone left a car for you, you don't have to pay the tax. Is it true or false?
true.
No, it's not true. It's false. If you get any tax car from anyone, you have to pay the tax on that. From your brother, if the brother give you a car, or if you left a car, if he died, then you have to pay the tax on that.
Okay.
Next one.
The annual exemption for the current year is used before any unused annual exemption brought forward from the prior year. That's true.
That's true. Yes,
The
that's
annual
correct.
exemption.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Let's move to the next one. Can you try this one? Yeah. You try this one. Tell me how much is the IHT here?
Jessica made a gross chargeable lifetime transfer of 60,000 in August 18. In November 2020, she gave 400 to a trust for the benefit of her son. Lifetime due. Jessica on the transfer value. Mm,
Did you practice the IHT?
I read it, yes.
I haven't done like enough for you. It's not going to make you pass if you cannot do it, because you will be running out of time in the exam.
Mm.
Okay, let's have a look this one. First, have a look how much is the gift we have here. So the first thing you can see, the gift is how much? 400,000, isn't it?
Mhm.
So it said the gift is 400,000. And after, we need to minus the annual exemption amount, isn't it? It's 3,000 per year. and we can claim back 1 year from the before if we don't use it. So 3,000 from this year, 3,000 from the last year, 6,000. Then the next one, so will be the net amount. How much is the net? 400,000 minus 6,000, that will give you 394,000 is the net transfer. Now I have to use any nil rate band. Nil rate band. The nil rate band lifetime is 325,000. 325,000. From here, I need to see, is there any gift he gave earlier? Is there any transfer he made before? So we can see here, Jessica made a gross chargeable lifetime transfer 60,000. That means before he already gave someone gift for 60,000 pound, isn't it? That will reduce his nil rate band. So we'll minus 60,000. So remaining nil rate band is 265,000. And if you minus it, then my total value left, the net amount where I have to calculate the IHT, it's 129,000. And to the IHT, you have to pay the tax. How much will be the tax here?
20%.
20% or 25%? It's a lifetime transfer, isn't it? Jessica agreed to pay any lifetime IHT due. So remember that if the person, who is the donor, like for example, if you are the one who give the gift, if you are the one who pay the tax is 25%. So that means Jessica giving the gift, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Jessica said she will pay the tax. You see that? So if the person who give the gift and the same person, if he pay the tax and tax it is 20%. But if the person who receiving the gift, if he or she pay the tax, it will be 20%.
20%. Yeah.
So if I give any gift to you, then if I pay the tax, it is 25%.
25. Yeah.
But if you pay, then it will be 20%.
Yeah.
Make sense? Yeah. So this is the end of the question. You see, we practice kind of the 100 marks question. And now you understand like what you need to practice, isn't it? A lot of things you have to practice, right? Now I will send you this question bank. So this one will be, this question bank have few more practice. We just done one. You can see we have more practice. You have 5 total, isn't it? So your homework will be to practice all rest of the 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. We done one. You'll practice this one again. This one have answer as well at the back. Yeah. So we have a question, you have answer. I'm going to send it to you, this question bank right now, so that you can practice. So you have to practice all the question. So practice 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 at least twice. Every question you have to practice at least twice. Your exam is on 26, isn't it? Even though you don't have enough time, but I don't know, like obviously you cannot do anything else, isn't it?
Let's see.
So yeah, so only thing you can do, you can practice as much as possible, as many time if you can get. If you can take you off from your work 1 or 2 days, spend time on study.
Oh, work is stressing already.
Yeah.
Work I can't take off.
Oh, okay. Then you have to find the time to revise. So your homework will be to practice all the practice assessment 1 to 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you write it down, all the question you have for me, anything you don't understand, you write it down for me, or before the lesson, at least before 1 day, you will send me the email and send me all the question. You'll tell me, Sajid, question number 5 on page number this, I didn't understand. Question number 6, I didn't understand that. Question number 10, I didn't understand that. So you'll send me all the question.
Yeah. Will you send me just the assessment or will you send me the notes?
I'll send you this one, and I'll send you 2 more mock question as well, so that you can practice. I think I already sent you the mock question, isn't it? I did. I think I did.
See.
Yeah. I sent 2 more mock question. and I'll send you this one now. So
Mm,
practice as much as possible. Try to make yourself familiar with every single question so that at
mm,
least you can pass in the exam.
mm,
Even though you have very less time, I'm telling you, and your understanding is still very low level, you have to
mm.
improve a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you want to do the next session, you want to do Friday 21
Mm,
because your
20.
exam is on Wednesday, or you want
Uh,
to keep it on the next Monday 24.
can I message you?
Yeah, but you have to message me because I'm booked kind of like until next Saturday. So obviously,
Okay,
like you need to tell me so that obviously, if you do, definitely I'll keep the time for you. Otherwise, I have to
okay,
book another lesson. So by
okay.
tomorrow, you send me the text and tell me you want to do
Yeah,
which day, and
okay,
obviously then I can keep the. I'll check if I have the time for on that day.
okay. Yeah.
So I'm gonna send you this one, this question bank to you. I'm gonna also send you the
Mm,
recording, but it will take
mm,
some time to convert because this recording takes half an hour, 1 hour to convert. Once
yeah.
it's done, maybe tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to send it to you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. And any question you have, write it down for me and email to me. I'm going to reply to you on that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. But make sure
Yeah.
try to spend every single minute you have until next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right then. So
Mm-hmm.
feel free to email me if you have any question, and we'll meet
Mm-hmm.
maybe before one more lesson before your exam.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.